account to the man. To the man. So what the hell Bass asking me for account for? Right? If there's such a man, which man in his right sense will give the UNC 2007 $30 million? They may give Bass 30 pieces of silver, not $30 million. But in any case, if what Bass is saying makes any sense, if what he's saying makes any sense, my friends, ask yourself, why should a man give me, deputy political leader, that kind of money and not the party's political leader of 20 years? Bass is the party political leader of 20 years. The man I gave him the money, the man give me. Why? Why, Bass? Brian Gate, I call him Brian Gate. Why? Why the man give me, Bass, and not you? No man give me. But if he did at all, why me? And I tell you, that is an indictment on Bass himself, not me. My dear friends, it is no secret that Bass' allegation of impropriety has done untold damage to my reputation and my career, both at home and abroad. It's no secret. And I have had cause to explain to my friends overseas this embarrassment, and all of them have been very dismissive of Bass' piece of foolishness. But what for me was the final straw, was when Bass went on radio station last week, on a radio program, not last week, on this week, this Monday, and Bass criticized me because I offered to financially assist 54 retrenched workers of the Mayor's Borough, Shogun's Borough Corporation. I agreed to help them by giving the mayor a check for $309,000 to help to pay the 54 retrenched contract workers. I didn't know that I offended Bass. But Bass, for that act of mine, Bass called me a drug lord. Bass went on radio and Bass inferred that I'm a drug lord and I got the money from drugs. Me, Jack Warner, a man who spent $3 million on Bass in 2007 alone. In 2007 alone, I, Jack Warner, I spent on Bass Day Pandey alone $3 million. I never want to come here to say that. I don't want to come on the radio and say that. I have listened to my friends talking and I've never said anything because that for me is private. But when Bass called me a drug lord, because I chose to help 54 contract workers, I asked Bass, I said to him today, how come my $3 million, which I gave in 2007, wasn't drug money? My dear friends, in 2007, I paid Bass legal bills. I paid for Bass international travels. I paid Bass court debt that he owed Ken Gordon. I paid $900,000 in 3 checks. I gave it to Vashish Maharaj to put to the legal firm to pay Bass debt to Ken Gordon, $900. My dear friends, I paid for rental cars for Bass children. I paid for computers for Bass home. I paid for internet service for Bass home. And the list goes on and on. I don't come here tonight to talk about that. I don't want to disclose that. But I have to tonight because, you see, I have to tonight because I am pained, I am hurt, I'm aggrieved because Bass has inferred that I'm a drug lord. I ask you tonight, Bass. Bass, in Brian Gate, you're listening. I ask you tonight, and I'm coming to Orlando just now. Bass, I ask you, how come all the money I've spent on you didn't make me a drug lord then? How come? Because now I assist poor people. I give the mayor a check. That makes me a drug lord. How come the $1 million bill I am still holding on Bass' wife, Oma, on my building in Port of Spain for 4 years? For 4 years, $1 million bill. That didn't make me a drug lord. But how come? Because I give the mayor a check, I'm a drug lord. If I'm a drug lord and Bass had any decency, why doesn't he take the bill away from me and give it to Tim Gobisi or somebody else? Boss, if I'm a drug lord, take away Omar's bail from me. I will take it away because I am not that kind of person. But if I'm a drug lord, boss, I ask you tonight, take away Omar's bail from me. You see, I tell you this, I ask myself again tonight, what manner of man is boss? I help single mothers, and that makes me a drug lord. I ask again, what manner of man is he? My dear friends, when I wanted to help the Hindu credit union depositors, I went to a meeting in Shogunas. I called all the depositors. I told them, I shall put $2 million. I say, I shall get my friends to put a couple million more. And let us begin to revive the union. The following day, bask on the papers and say, mafia money, don't take it. The plan crashed. To this day, the depositors haven't gotten a cent, and Bassett gave him none of his. That is Bass. When I gave 9 scholarships last month to the children of sugarcane workers in Shogunas, Bass said, I gave them scholarships from party funds. And poor me, I was never party treasurer. In fact, for 20 years, they have no treasurer, because for 20 years, they have no audit. And Chan, not so. To give children of sugarcane workers scholarships, poor children, whose parents can't make ends meet. Before Bass tell me thanks for that, which he never did in his lifetime as an MP. He tell me, I took party funds to do that. My dear friends, I took all these things in stride because I said, before that, I said, look, I wouldn't tackle Bass. Let him see what he wants. Because I say, what Bass is saying are the ravings and the rantings of a madman. But when he called me a drug lord, I felt that was the lowest of the low. Listen to what Bass said of me on tape, in case you didn't hear it. I want all of you tonight to hear what Bass said of me on tape. Play the tape.
You know, we had called upon him to pay for the workers out of the monies he owes the UNC. However, when he made the payment, he said that he got the money from a grant. So, well, I would like to know who granted him the money? Who is that? Where is it coming from? Is it the UNC money, or is he saying it's a grant? And if it is a grant, I think he should disclose the grantor, because it would be a very dangerous thing if drug lords try to control the borough by funding it.
Pause. I want you to know, in case you're giggling and I hear. I want to hear it again. Play it again. Hear what Bass say. Hear what Bass say, no?
On him to pay for the workers out of the monies he owes the UNC. However, when he made the payment, he said that he got the money from a grant. So, well, I would like to know who granted him the money? Who is that? Where is it coming from? Is it the UNC money, or is he saying it's a grant? And if it is a grant, I think he should disclose the grantor, because it would be a very dangerous thing if drug lords try to control the borough by funding it.
Thank you. That's Bass. That is Bass, a political leader, and not one of them in UNC could tell him that he out of place and he mad. Not one of them could tell him that, of course, he loses marbles. Me, a drug lord, I don't even smoke a cigarette. But I tell you something. I have done tonight what any decent man would have done. And I have given instructions to my lawyers, both at home and abroad, to begin legal action against Basdev Pandey for defamation of character. My dear friends, Alan Newman, English Queen's Counsel, arrives in this country on Tuesday from London on BA 2159. He comes in at 3:50 p.m. to be briefed by me over the next 3 days with a battery of local lawyers to begin proceedings against Bass. I would have thought that a man like Bass would have had enough case with the government. I would have thought that if Bass didn't like the money I gave to the mayor for the workers, that he would have gone to his English bank account and give her a check instead. He didn't do it either. But to defame my character, my lawyer comes in here on Tuesday at 3:50 p.m., Alan Newman. It will be a long, hot summer. And tonight, I ask